Welcome to C-Suite on Your Street, a show where we talk about what you need to know to start, run, and grow your small business. I'm LaTanya Howard, your host and a fellow small business owner of Howard Corporate Center right here in the city of Laurel. On this program, we'll speak with entrepreneurs and experts on a wide range of business topics. Our goal, to share resources, tips, and tricks to help you operate and think like a CEO, wherever you are on your entrepreneurial journey. Today's guest is Robert Mignon, president of the Laurel Board of Trade. Mr. Mignon was also a small business owner on Laurel's Main Street for over a decade and was recently awarded the Laurel Historical Society's Individual Community Impact Award. Today, Mr. Mignon will provide information about the Laurel Board of Trade and how it can help you market your business. Mr. Mignon, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be your guest today.
It's a pleasure to have you here, and congratulations on your recent award.
Well, thank you. It came as quite a surprise to me as well.
Oh, I doubt that. I think that you know that with all the positive impact that you had in the city of Laurel, that it was well-deserved, so congratulations.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, so with that in mind, why don't you tell us a little bit about your connections to Laurel, specifically your business experience and how you've contributed to the Laurel community?
Well, actually, we moved here in 1992, and we came here from Seattle, Washington. Okay. And it was a job transfer that brought me over here. And we decided Laurel because of its proximity both to Baltimore and to the Washington area. We came here, I was working for someone else at the time, and decided in 1994 to buy my own business. So we opened up a business, my wife and I, in Beltsville, Minuteman Press, and we worked that business in Beltsville for 23 years before recently selling. After being in Beltsville for 23, or after being in Beltsville for 10 years, we decided that we wanted another location, and we chose Laurel. It was our backyard. And because of my involvement in different community activities, it seemed like a natural to get involved with a business here in Laurel. So we opened our Laurel store on Main Street in 2004. And we've really enjoyed that experience tremendously. And over the years, it has been wonderful. The communities, both of Beltsville and Laurel, have supported us as a printer in a very nice manner. My community involvement was initially started because of the business, and the idea as a business person getting involved in different community organizations is to get to know a lot of people. Once people know, like, and trust you, then they're going to do business with you. And that's a very true mantra. It's a mantra of Dr. Ivan Meisner, who is the founder of BNI, which is Business Networking International. And it really works. It really works. So back in September of last year, we decided to sell the business. And we sold our business on Main Street. And now I'm retired.
Okay.
And I'm getting to spend more time with my grandkids and my wife, and getting more involved in many of the organizations.
Right, great.
Yep.
And I can say, you know, in my view, I've been in business in Laurel for about 6 years, and I can say Minuteman Press was really iconic in my view on Main Street.
And your business as well. I mean, we've known each other now for what, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, 6 to 7 years.
Yeah,
and don't think just because you're retired that I still won't be calling you and asking you to do something.
That's fine.
And I did have the opportunity to do some business with Minuteman Press early on in my business setup, and the work was very quality. And congratulations on the recent sale and on your retirement as well.
It's kind of like the American dream, really.
Yeah.
You know, you as a small business owner, people like being in business for themselves. I know I did. And it's hard work. It's not for everybody. You have to be able to manage and budget your time, as you well know. And not everybody is meant for that role. Sometimes they need to have a boss who tells them what to do.
Right.
When you're a business owner, you are the boss, so you have to decide what to do.
Right.
And it's important that we, as business owners, do what we say we're going to do. But my story is one where, you know, we bought a business, we built the business, it provided our family with necessary income, and then we were lucky enough to be able to sell the business and be in the situation that we're in now.
Right, and that certainly is the American dream.
the American
Absolutely,
dream.
absolutely. I want to be like you when I grow up. How about that? So you mentioned that you're involved in a number of communities. I know that you're a lifetime member of the Laurel Historical Society, but you're also president of the Laurel Board of Trade.
Yes.
So what we're going to talk about today, as I mentioned in the intro, is how the Laurel Board of Trade can help businesses to market themselves. But before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Laurel Board of Trade itself?
Okay, the Laurel Board of Trade actually had its beginnings in the 1960s. It was called the Main Street Merchants Association. And it was started by people like Don Henyon, who was the president of Citizens National Bank, Howard Jesnick, who was the owner of a Laurel Building Supply, Fred Frederick, who still owns the Chrysler dealership here in Laurel, and several other Main Street merchants. And their main goal, and our goal is today, is to contribute to the vitality, economic vitality of Main Street and the Laurel community. So economic development, building a quality economic base in Laurel. And that is still our mission today. But the Main Street Association, Merchants Association, became so successful that there were other businesses outside of Main Street that wanted to become members. So they opened it up to other members, other merchants in Laurel. And then at some point, and I'm not sure what the exact date is, it's not important, they changed the name to the Laurel Board of Trade. And the Laurel Board of Trade today consists of about 100 merchants, 100 members that include merchants, individuals, and nonprofits in the community. So we have people like Lars, are a member of the Laurel Board of Trade. Joe Fisher's First Generation College Bound. A number of nonprofits that are part of the Laurel Board of Trade. And again, our mission and our goal is to contribute to the vitality of the Laurel economy.
Okay, excellent. So you're currently the president of the Laurel Board of Trade.
Yes.
And as I think you might have alluded to earlier, when you first opened up your Laurel location of Minuteman Press in 2004, you immediately became a member
Absolutely.
of the Laurel Board of Trade, though it might have been called something else at that time. Tell us how being a member of the Laurel Board of Trade over those years helped your business.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, people like to do business with those who they know, like, and trust. When you join a business like the Laurel Board of Trade that has members that are other businesses, then those other businesses get to be people that get to know you. And these personal relationships help to, when these individuals have a need for a service, and in my case it was printing, they would come to me for business cards, letterhead, forms, whatever the printing need was. And that helped me grow my business.
Right.
And these intrapersonal relationships become very important.
Right.
And then they know that I know them, they become my friends, and they're also my customer. So they're going to know that they're going to get a quality job.
Right.
And
Excellent.
that's
Very
how
good.
that works.
Very good. So over the years of your being involved with the Laurel Board of Trade, it just helped you to build your network, to build trust, not only you having trust with other members, but vice versa.
Exactly.
And that just
Works
helps,
both ways.
It just kind of snowballs, and that's how you build your network and grow your business and establish that trust and rapport that's very important.
It's extremely important.
Very
yes,
good.
very true.
Excellent. So now let's talk a little bit more about some specific ways that the Laurel Board of Trade can help businesses to market themselves. There are a number of ways that the Laurel Board of Trade does that.
Right.
One of which are some signature events that you have. One
Exactly.
of which is coming up.
Which is coming up Saturday.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about those events.
The event we're talking about is the Main Street event. It's the Main Street Festival. It runs from 9 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're blessed this year. I think we're going to have a record number of booths, 360 some odd at the last count.
Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah, last year we had like 300. Because of the weather last year, I think only about 220 of them showed up because the weather was very bad. But the weather forecast for this Saturday is going to be fabulous.
Okay, great.
Just fabulous.
Yep.
So we start at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's a parade. And there, in the parade are various businesses, fire departments with fire engines. We're going to have a lot of political candidates because this is an election year. And individuals who are members of the Board of Trade could march in the parade if they wanted. And so we'll see some of that as well. So that could be an advantage for a person who joins the Board of Trade,
Right.
is to be able to advertise their business that way. The other way is, of course, having a booth on at the Laurel Main Street Festival and be able to present their wares to somewhere between 75 and 100,000 people.
Wow.
Come to Main Street Festival.
75 to 100,000?
Thousand
Wow.
people.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Wow.
Again, that's during the whole day. They're probably not all there at any,
Right,
there's no
of course.
100,000 at one time, but
Right.
that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. And it is our signature event
Okay.
for the year. And then we have other events throughout the year. I'm going to use my cheat sheet here because there are so many of them.
Yes, absolutely.
So what we do, we begin in June. June 7th begins the Laurel's Farmers Market. And that's in the lot next to BB&T Bank on Main Street. And the farmers market is a number of farmers, local farmers that come to Main Street to that lot and sell produce. And the produce is fresh. It's picked the day before, so it's going to be ultimate freshness. There's a good variety there, and it's open from 9 to 2.
Okay.
And that's every Thursday up until October.
From June until October.
Yeah, from June
Okay.
until October.
Okay.
Then we have a relatively new event, and it's called Second Saturday. And Second Saturday is the second Saturday of every month, and that begins June through November. We have an event that takes place in that same lot where the farmers market takes place, and the events are not, it's not the same event. It's different every second Saturday of the month. And like last month, it was the Laurel Arts Council. Had a bunch of artists come and show their wares in that same space. And it was very well attended, and people enjoyed it.
Good.
The next event that we have, which is very important, I think, to our local community, is the Back to School Jam. And that takes place at Laurel Lakes at Granville Goody Park. That takes place at the end of August 25th. It's a Saturday, and it runs from 5 to 9 p.m. There's going to be music there, as well as some vendors. And we distribute books, or not so much books as supplies for school, office supplies, pens, pencils, the different supplies that children need in order to be able to be an effective student. So that's a signature event of the Board of Trade over the last 5 years. The next event is in September. It's going to be September 30th this year. It's a Sunday, and it runs from noon to 5 o'clock, and it's called Riverfest. And Riverfest is an event that takes place at on the Patuxent River, and that park that goes the trail along the Patuxent River. And Riverfest has become, it's getting bigger and bigger every year. And there's family entertainment there as well. We have things for the kids to do. There's a hay ride, food trucks, many arts and craft booths, and it's a wonderful opportunity for families to come out and get some food and fresh air, enjoy the river and the park.
Right.
And then one of my favorite events that I always liked participating in was the Trick or Treat on Main Street.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that one.
It's in October. It's
Yes.
it's the Thursday before Halloween, and it runs the hours of most Halloween, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we get over 1,000 children with their parents come to Main Street in costume to take candy from the merchants.
Right.
The Laurel's Main Street merchants, many of them participate. And I used to go through 3,000 and 4,000 pieces of candy, just giving like 2 or 3 pieces to each person come through.
Right.
So there's the over 1,000 kids
Wow.
And it was really, truly amazing. Now you ask, well, why do we do these events? We do these events because we want to showcase Main Street. We want to showcase the businesses that are on Main Street so that if somebody's looking for a place for dinner, they know that Olive on Main Street is a place to go, or Red Hot and Blue, or a cup of coffee to go to More Than Java, or Sips, or Ragamuffins. They know that, you know, the old Pal Jacks, I think it's Wings and Things, they'll see that these places exist now.
Right.
Laurel Glass and Mirror, Revere Bank, Poist Gas, all of these different businesses that are on Main Street, the parents of the children are going to be walking right by and they might say, oh, I didn't know they were here. I have to use them the next time.
Right.
And part of the Laurel Board of Trade's mantra is that we believe in buying local. We want to support our local businesses. We want to help one another. And that became really important, particularly with the Great Recession in 2007, 2006, 2007. Many people experienced very
Difficult times.
difficult times.
Yes.
Yeah, sales
Yes.
just all of a sudden overnight started going south. And I was involved not only with the Laurel Board of Trade at that time, but the Greater Beltsville Business Association in Beltsville. And that was our main mantra, was buy local.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, thanks for taking the time to go through all of those events. I didn't know about the second Saturday, so I'm
Yeah, that's a
glad that
new
you all
one.
have added that
Yep.
one. So it sounds like the Laurel Board of Trade has events throughout the year.
We do.
that
One
are
of the
fam-
ones that I want to mention too is starting in January of every year, we put on business forums.
Yes, yes.
And these business forums are very interesting. I mean, they could be anywhere from, let's say, one of our state legislators coming and giving us an update on what the assembly did during the January through April
yes.
session, and their take on what went on and what that's going to mean to small business as well as to individuals. And that's one of the topics. And then also we'll have topics where we'll have maybe a merchant who belongs to the Laurel Board of Trade, merchant services, let's say, and he'll talk about credit card machines. And he'll come in and tell us about credit card machines. Or somebody would talk about insurance
Right.
needs. And as a member of the Board of Trade, you're able to give a presentation.
Right. So those business forums can not only help to educate the businesses that are members of the Board of Trade and
Right.
become aware of other services and just what's happening on the political landscape and industry
Yeah.
landscape, but they can lead these discussions as well. Which
Absolutely.
is another way that they can present themselves as a subject matter expert and get their name out there. And then going back to the signature events that you mentioned, the way that the Board of Trade can help to market via those events is by sponsoring a booth or
That's
just networking not
right.
only with other business owners or other vendors, but also the community.
Exactly.
Because you said it's the families and their children, and sometimes children are the customer,
That's
in the
right.
case of candy or whatever the case may be.
That's right.
Now, just out of curiosity, though, you mentioned that the Laurel Board of Trade highlights Main Street businesses, but that the Board of Trade itself also encompasses businesses that are not on Main Street.
Correct.
Are there any specific efforts that the Laurel Board of Trade has in mind to kind of highlight businesses that are off Main Street as well, but also in Laurel?
Yeah, when the new town center opened up, we made a concerted effort to go out and talk about the Laurel Board of Trade to these businesses. Some have joined.
Okay.
Some of businesses on Route 1 have joined.
Okay.
And like Tampico's and Community Insurance Services, they're not on Main Street, but they're members.
Okay.
And we have a number of other businesses that are members as well.
Okay, good. So other ways that the Board of Trade can help to market businesses, you mentioned the business forum.
Yes.
But also on the Laurel Board of Trade's website itself,
Yes.
There's an opportunity to be a business spotlight.
That's exactly right.
Right.
What we do is all the members of the Board of Trade, we actually list them on our website.
Right.
So there's, you can lend some credibility to your business by having it placed there in the membership section of the website. And then we have a business spotlight, as you alluded to, that we will spotlight a business like quarterly. A new business usually that joins, it might be an old business.
Right.
It's you come to us and ask if you could be part of that spotlight program, and you're able to do a little write-up and some photos on the website that can help promote your business as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, it sounds like the Laurel Board of Trade has a very robust way to help market businesses, either through the
Absolutely.
signature events, through online resources that help to draw attention and let people know about the different types of memberships and so forth. And let's talk about what types of membership options are available through the
We
Board
actually
of Trade.
we have 3 memberships. We have individuals, so it would be somebody like me, probably was other people who were former business owners that want to stay connected to the community. So as an individual, you have an individual membership, and those are like $50,
Right.
very inexpensive. Then we have a nonprofit membership for nonprofits that want to belong. I mentioned Lars and Joe Fisher's organization and other organizations in Laurel. That's $75. And then we have the business merchant category, and that's $100.
Right.
And very reasonable.
Right, and those
Very
are
reasonable.
annual fees.
These are annual
yes,
fees.
so very reasonable, and you seem
Very
to get a
reasonable.
whole lot in exchange for that nominal
Absolutely.
fee.
But like most things, you get out of something what you put in.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
that's the important thing, is coming and being part of the organization. Our
Okay.
organization is basically, you mentioned, I'm the president. There is a chairman of the Board of Trade, which I have been in previous years. There's the president, there's a secretary treasurer, and then we have an administrative coordinator who's our very own Maureen Rogers from the Laurel Mill Playhouse.
Yes, yes.
And she works Monday through Thursday from 10 to 3. So she puts in a 20-hour week when things are calm. When you're approaching Main Street and the Main Street Festival, things are crazy. So she's putting in an 80-hour weeks then.
Okay, okay.
So it's nice having an administrative coordinator, a position in an organization, because there's some continuity there.
Exactly, exactly.
And there's somebody that you know will follow up on certain things that maybe in some other organizations might disappear because somebody didn't do it or didn't think it was important. But-
Exactly, exactly.
and then we have a board of directors, which is approximately 20 members, including the executive committee.
Okay.
And then we have membership.
Okay, excellent,
that's how we're-
excellent. Well, this has been very helpful information. Ironically, there are a lot of people who still don't know about the Laurel Board of Trade, but I think you did an excellent job letting people know about the value that the Board of Trade offers. So thank you for
Thank you.
that. And what we like to do before we close out every show is to provide 3 action items that viewers can implement today.
Okay.
And one of the first actions that viewers can take is to contact the Laurel Board of Trade. right?
Absolutely.
So how would they do that?
They can contact us through phone. I can give you the phone number, and the phone number is 301-483-0838.
Okay.
Then, of course, we have a website. Our website is laurelboardoftrade.net.
Okay, excellent.
And you can, there's a contact button, click on the contact button and tell us
Okay.
what you would like to know.
Yep, and I had a chance to look at the website, and there are some really nice pictures of past events, and people
Aren't
can
there?
just see how well attended the events are and how fun they are too. So, another action could be to attend or sponsor an upcoming event.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is there. I would like to think of our major call to action, as you put it, is join the Board of Trade.
Exactly.
Let's join.
Yes.
And again, you can go to our website, you can go to, you can call us, or you can stop by the office during those office hours that I gave you. We're located at, was it 383 Main Street, which is
Okay.
right across the street from the PNC Bank
Okay.
on Main Street.
Okay. Well, excellent. Well, thank you for being with us today. Do you have any closing remarks before we wrap up?
Well, I'd just like to thank you for inviting me. I'd like to say to the audience, the Board of Trade wants to be part of the community, help the community grow, and I'm very proud of the role the Board of Trade has taken with the City of Laurel, who has been a tremendous partner over the years,
Okay.
and making and ensuring that these events are successful.
Okay, well, excellent. Well, thank you so much for this information today. It's been very enlightening. And thank you for joining us at C-Suite on Your Street. Be sure to join us again next time to learn more about how to start, run, and grow your small business. Until then, I'd like to leave you with our quote of the month. The most common way that people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Take care.